Hey everyone, thanks for watching another one. If you like it, let me know. Hopefully this is a new ship you can try out for yourself in the Abyss. I'll try and keep these videos coming at least once a week, so if you're interested, please consider subscribing. Also, if you want to check it out, the in-game channel Abyssal Lurkers, as well as the Discord, which I'll have linked below. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you learned something new. Hey, what's up everyone? I am Torvaldaruz, and today I've got an Ishtar capable of running T5 exotic Abyssal sights. This thing was tricky, and it got close at times, but it's cheap, and if you fly it correctly, you shouldn't have any issues farming T5s. I've only tested this fit in exotics, but I'll be playing around with it in firestorms after this video to see how it handles firestorms compared to exotics. All of the recording done in this video was done with this fit and these implants. This is pretty cheap, so if you have the ISK and want to feel more comfortable, you can throw some bling at it to make your life easier. Also, something to note, I have mostly maxed out skills, so if your numbers are different than mine, check your Galente Cruiser, heavy drones, shields, and navigation skills to see what you can improve. The first room I'll show you is what has become the new hardest encounter since the changes to the Abyss. This is the Concord room where you face off against the Marshal, which will push your tank to the limits. I've noticed a reoccurring theme with this ship: run away. Serious tactic in a lot of situations, especially this one. You'll want to turn directly away from the Marshal with your MWD on and get as much distance as you can while having drones engage. Heavies are slow, but as long as you're flying away, that will mitigate enough damage to give your heavies time to get on the target and destroy the Marshal. These guys aren't tanky, so once drones make it there, it's a quick fight. You will need to be quick with this fit because there isn't much buffer to play with. If you remain cheap like this exact fit, you'll have a lot of oh shit moments that require you to heat everything, pop ADC, and even use the boosters. This encounter happens fairly quickly whether you live or die, so you shouldn't have any issues with time in this room. Next up is the always infamous Charybdis Tyrannos. Again, you don't have much buffer, so be aware of that, knowing the kind of hits that old Karen can put out. Priority here is new and web cruisers. Keep yourself at a good spot, avoid the cruisers, and fly around to get to Karen. Webs and scrams aren't a problem if they can't catch you, so make sure you're paying attention to where you're flying and where the cruisers are. You'll be in a world of pain if you give the cruisers an opportunity to slow you down while you're trying to close in on Karen. The goal here is to get really close, tight orbit on Karen so you can mitigate damage, take out the dangerous cruisers, then kill Karen. Be aware of what your drones are attacking and distance. These guys are slow, so you don't want them chasing NPCs around, costing you precious time. Next encounter I felt the need to show you was the Angel Room. I try to show all of the encounters that I struggled with or that I believe people will say aren't possible, that way I can reference back to this and say that it is possible. Because of the speed at which these NPCs move, wait until the Cinnables get close within 20 kilometers to launch and send drones out. Otherwise you'll be running into the awkward situation of your drones overshooting the Cinnables and the Cinnables flying straight past them, wasting precious time that could be spent applying DPS. The focus here is Cinnables, kill them first, and as quickly as you can, and all will be golden in this room. Don't try to kite because you'll run into a scenario where your drones will chase the NPCs that are chasing you and they won't apply damage very well. Next up, another Battleship. This guy is always a huge pain in the ass because in T5 he upgrades to having a web, which hurts the strategy of hugging him close in a tight orbit so that he can't apply. In this situation, you want to stay further away than 15 kilometers from the sky and let drones do their thing. Pay attention to where you're flying, the border, and any clouds that fall in your path. Also, a neat little trick, send out one faction drone to kill the small stuff. Get the plate forgers off grid because they repair the big guy, then work on the rest of the small stuff. This is one of those rooms you wouldn't expect to be a challenge, but it is. The swarm of cruisers can not only hurt you a lot, but time is a critical factor here. Focus on the most threatening cruisers first, such as webs and newts, but also pay attention to where the NPCs are that your drones are attacking. One thing I noticed with this room is that you'll take a really long time if you don't choose your targets carefully. What I mean by this is look at where the NPCs are in comparison to each other and make sure you have your drones attack the next closest target to them. That way you can reduce travel time. It's really important that you do this, otherwise you'll screw yourself with time due to drones flying all over the place. Another thing you can do in this room, make your way around to the extraction nodes. Make sure you're not MWDing all over the place, causing the NPCs to chase you and making it harder for your drones to hit them. It's nice to get the opportunity to grab extraction nodes, but you don't want to screw over your drone application, so pay attention. The Vedmax. First things first, immediately kill one Damavik while they're flying towards you. Remember that the NPCs will fly right past, causing your drones to overshoot, so be aware of that. You'll be able to kill one Damavik quickly before the Vedmax get in range, so choose your target wisely. As for Vedmax, starving die first. Be on your toes with your tank because this encounter hurts. Don't try to kite out the Vedmax because they'll MWD as well, making it harder for your drones to apply damage. The last encounter is one that has stressed my tank out quite a bit on a few occasions. These are the Drakovx, Kikimoras, and Damaviks. As soon as you're in, fly away from the NPCs and send drones to start killing. Drakovx and Kikimoras hurt if they're allowed to ramp up, so don't let them stay in range and don't leave them alive. You shouldn't have issues with this room, and if damage becomes too much to bear, MWD away to try and break the ramped up damage. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the T5 Exotic Ishtar. I enjoyed this one because even though it's a drone boat, it requires a lot of attention and quick reaction times. It's also cheap and has successfully ran enough T5s for me to make it a realistic and reliable fit. If you have any questions, drop a comment below or ping me in the Abyssal Lurkers Discord, which I'll have linked below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the Abyss.